outtake. Well, good morning, everyone. It is, as you can see, I'm putting you on a pillow right now to get you up higher. 10:45. We're still in the morning. I'm telling you, I'm holding myself to it that I gotta get these out in the mornings. So, as you saw, hey Porter, did you like the sound of that? That's what I'm thinking is gonna go on my next album. We'll get into that later. And while I was thinking about it, I was like, why don't I talk about my previous album that I did? The one that I did back in 2016, 2018, somewhere in there. Sunny Side of Columbia. I was trying to be clever. Sun Records, Columbia Records, yeah. With a little bit of songs that sound like they came from Sun Records, some that sound like they came from Columbia Records, and yeah. Ended up turning out kind of better than I imagined. Let's talk about it. I've never really gone into it, like why the songs sound the way they do and the names. Well, let's just blanket statement, the names were just kind of thought on the spot, but some of the songs have inspiration from other songs, so the name kind of has the same name as the song they were inspired from. If you haven't listened to my album, I have a playlist on my channel of the album. And, you know, they're home recordings. They're not, like, professional, but I try to get them to sound as professional as I can. I don't remember if some of them are mono, but most of them I'm pretty sure are stereo. At least my version of stereo. So let's do the first one. Yeah, I don't think you being on the pillow is gonna work. Let's put you right there. Whoa. Okay, here we go. First song, Lately You've Been Gone. Yeah, I know, I wasn't prepared. I'm getting the camera set up. Here we go. Lately You've Been Gone. I'm gonna try to figure these out too, by the way, like on the spot, because I haven't played these songs for a very long time. That one. Based off the song Lately. Like. Well, how does Lately go? Yeah. And then the solo's kind of similar. Find me one song nowadays that has an original key progression and doesn't sound like something else. That song I had just listened to lately, first learned about it, and was like, sounds simple enough. I think I could do something similar to that. And pretty similar, if not the same exact chord progression, but things like the solo and the intro changed it up a little so it's not exactly like Lately, but it's Lately You've Been Gone. Now the second one. I have it up on my TV here so I can remember the songs. On the Road Back Home. So, I don't have a video of me playing Sunday Morning Coming Down. And there was another song out there. I don't remember what it's called, but it came out in the 70s, and it has the same intro as Sunday Morning Coming Down, but the chord progression's a little different. So I kind of combined the two, and I combined Man in Black, just so it has kind of familiar sounds, but it's still kind of original. So that one went like, actually that was still, I always like playing chords in the key of G and key of C with the capo on the first fret. Just like the way it sounds. And that one was supposed to be my Bob Wooten version. So, really nothing to it. That one was just kind of a hybrid of Sunday Morning Coming Down, whatever the one song is I can't think of, and Man in Black. A Gentle Kansas Breeze. Of all the songs that I covered on this album, or created, I think this one and there's one other one that are kind of completely original. Like, I can't think of any other song that sounds like it, has the chord progression, and it changes keys. So that one goes like, how does it go? Right? You know why it sounds wrong? I'm playing it in the wrong key. And then it goes like, jumps up a semitone. Gentle Kansas breeze. I live in the Midwest, and it was windy that day. Wander beneath the oak trees. If these names sound stupid, it's because they were. But here we are. So that one, I'm trying to remember all of these without listening to them. That one was played on the 4th fret. Mm-hmm. And then at some point it goes, changes keys. That one, the sound, the chord progression was inspired by I Still Miss Someone. There's really nothing else to it. I just put the capo on the 4th. This was one of those songs where I just kind of put the capo where I wanted it and just started playing some stuff, and that came out. And it just so happened it was the chord progression to I Still Miss Someone. And then I did, it looks like an acoustic overdub because the original one didn't have an acoustic guitar in the background, and I thought it was missing something, so I added my 12 string to it and thought that it made this sound a little bit more full. Walking in the Wildwood was the same issue where the original didn't have an acoustic guitar, and then eventually I decided to overdub it so it sounds, again, more full. But the original version that was not put on this album was meant to sound like, have you ever listened to Hey Porter, like take 1, the outtake of it, and it originally starts by Johnny Cash going, and then the band comes in. The original one sounded like that, and it had more of that early 50s style picking because I wanted something to sound like Sun Records. And then eventually I was like, no, this needs to be something different. There's a version out there, an outtake of Oh What a Dream, that has a huge distorted echoey electric guitar, a thumping snare drum, thumping bass, and I was like, I want this one to sound like that. So that's why I re-recorded it. And that one actually, because at this point I had not done any cover of Hey Porter, so this one kind of has a Hey Porter-ish solo to it, but not quite the same chord progression because when it goes to the B7 chord, I only play it 3 times instead of 4. 3 bars. So that one, let me see if I remember the solo. Nope. And then it's like, no, that's some other song that I can't think of the name of. Blues for Two. That was Blues for Two, actually. The ending there. I don't remember that one. You should go listen to it. Ooh, this one. Of all the songs that I did, Hell Behind Prison Walls, I think that one's my favorite. That was supposed to have a minorish sound. It was supposed to kind of be like Ghost Riders. And then it turned into what it was. So that one goes like this. did it go? It went like that. That's that little dark spot right there in the middle of it. Yeah. Hell behind prison walls. Sounded dark, sounded minor, sounded like hell. Put it behind prison walls, get hell behind prison walls. Au revoir, mon amour. Goodbye, my love. Don't ask me why I named it that. But I do have one regular French viewer. Hope you appreciate that. I actually took 4 semesters of French in high school and never really spoke a lick of French since. So that was clearly done while I was still in high school. But it's literally Goodbye Little Darling Goodbye with a few little changes in the intro and the solo. Let's see if I can do it. Haven't played that in a while. Here we go. And that was actually done because there was a version of Goodbye Little Darling Goodbye live from the 60s at some Louisiana hayride. It was the version, I can't talk. It was from the Louisiana hayride. I loved the sound of that and was like, I could do that. It originally started as Goodbye Little Darling Goodbye, and it was going to be a cover, and it eventually became a cover. But I was like, well, I'm working on this album. Let's make something for that. There we go. Countryside at Night. Which one was that? Oh, that was, again, it was like this was another one of those songs that kind of ended up being original. I was trying to make it sound something similar to like Give My Love to Rose and I Still Miss Someone, and then I wanted to like try to make it more original, which again, you're not going to find an original song out there with original chord progressions. I'm sure you can, but like in country music, old country, good luck. So this one was... It was like that, and then the solo was the same. The chord progression or the song structure was the same as like I Still Miss Someone, where the intro and the solo are the same. I do the outro the same, but then it just fades off. Really no other reason to keep going on that song. That was just another original one. Countryside at Night, I don't know. I must have been feeling something that day. So the title song, Sunny Side of Columbia, this one was based off of Bob Dylan's Blowin' in the Wind, the way that it's kind of structured. That is the one that's just, and I'm not tuned down, it was tuned down to D sharp, but that one goes like... like that one. And the only reason I named it Sunny Side of Columbia was because I hadn't found a song at this point I liked that could kind of be like a title song for the album. That one just sounded the most intense. Intense as in like loud, boomy sounds. So that's why I did that. I say this one's an alternate take because I did have an original version that I've scrapped since because I just didn't think it sounded good because I was trying to do a hybrid of a Sun sound and a Columbia sound. And like halfway through, I changed keys and I changed from going from the Sun sound, then it changes keys and it goes into the Columbia sound. And it just ended up not sounding like I wanted it to. So ended up just scrapping it. So this is the second version, which I think turned out pretty good. Your Hurtful Heart was it was like an inspiration of Home of the Blues. And that one, and the intro does a walk down like Home of the Blues. It's like, let's see. Something like that, I think. Oh, that's what it is. There we go. The other thing I tried to do is when you listen to some albums, you could tell which songs were recorded in the same session. So I tried to make this one sound like Hell Behind Prison Walls as if I recorded it the same session, which is why it also still kind of has that darker sound. Sounds very similar to Hell Behind Prison Walls. Yeah. And because it's got the intro to Home of the Blues, Your Hurtful Heart. I had just gone through a breakup at this point too, so needless to say, I was a little upset. Oh, yeah. There was a solo to Your Hurtful Heart, and that was like... Yeah, I haven't played these songs for a while. So the next song, Riding the Iron Rails. I wanted something that sounded like John Henry. That's it. That's why you hear that plink a couple times right at the beginning. It's because you're building the railroad. You're riding the iron rails. Simple song. Goes like this. Goes like this. And then I don't remember the chord progression, but I think it's like this. And I know there's a solo. Aha. That wasn't exactly how it goes, but you get the idea. Last song, Midwest Sunshine. I don't even have to explain that one, because it used to be the song that started the intro to all my videos way back when. Little walk up in C sharp, and kind of had the cocaine blues chord progression to it. And that's it. That is my album. Finally talked about, finally discussed. But let's talk about the new one. Kind of thought of this on a whim. I've been doing all these songs for, well, my shorts and for videos like this. And I just got to thinking, it'd kind of be nice if I made another little album. So that's what I'm doing. I am currently recording a couple acoustic covers. And I have a couple beforehand for, like, I got a country version of playing Happy Birthday, because whenever I have a family member whose birthday it is, I always send them a video of me playing them Happy Birthday. And this year I got a little creative with my aunt, the one that bought me that violin, wanted to be a little creative, so I played her like a little country version. So I got that. I've got a version of What a Wonderful World, and then just my various other covers that some of them I'm gonna end up re-recording, like Hey Porter, as you saw, re-recorded that. You saw in my shorts that I Walked the Line, I did a full cover of it. But some of the songs, I'm still just gonna keep them as like short clips. So like solos, solos. Or I will re-record I Still Miss Someone and probably do like go from the first verse to the chorus and then end it. You know, something like that. Songs that are going to be repetitive, I'm just going to do like key parts of them because I don't want to take the time to do the full recording. I would just much rather do the key parts because attention span nowadays, like I almost guarantee you, most of the viewership dropped off at this point. And that's fine. Whoever sticks around, you're true country covers fans, and I appreciate you. To all of those who dropped off because they got bored, well, fine. Just kidding. I get it. Attention spans nowadays. So, yeah. That's what we're doing. I don't know when it'll be done. It will be done by the end of this year. I'm going to try to get it out beforehand, though. So, look out for it. I think it's going to be something different. I know it's not me playing my electric guitars. I know you want covers with my electric guitars. I could keep going, but let's just say the situation with me and that house I was possibly going to get isn't working. And it won't work. So, gotta wait a little bit longer. And that's fine. I can wait. Can you wait? That's the question. Anyway, we're rambling now. I could see that I've been recording for 31 minutes right now. And I'm hoping to edit this down to something less than 20 minutes. So, look out for future covers, future shorts. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We'll be happy to answer them right here. So, till the next one.